to be speaking at the Women's Circle Chicago Summit 2025 happening this Saturday, January 25th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Yoga Body Element Studio. We have in-person offerings and a virtual offering, so check that out. If you are joining us in person, please make sure to pre-register. We are providing a lunch with your full day pass. If you are coming in person, it's going to be prepared by Arya Bhavan. Arya Bhavan is a local vegan vegetarian Indian food restaurant. Chef Kirti is going to be making our lunch fresh that day. And we want to make sure we have enough food if you're wanting to have lunch with us. And so today we're going to bring on Kortnee Whitehawk, and Kortnee is a fifth generation Abenaki medicine woman. She's also an author and a founder of a healing art space and many, many other wellness offerings that Kortnee shares with us. And so she's going to be leading a workshop that day virtually at noon. It's going to be called Ground Center Balance Focus. And so we're going to just learn a little bit more about what's going to be happening in that noon to 1 p.m. time slot that Kortnee is going to be sharing with us. And so we're so excited to have Kortnee with us as a part of the Women's Circle Summit and learn a little bit more about who she is. And Kortnee, just let me know when you go. There you are. Hello.
Hi. Hello. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Oh, thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm great. I'm in Texas and we're cold today, which I know is a joke to the rest of the world to hear people who live in Texas say they're cold.
It's all good. Well, I'm glad that we're both warm inside and excited that thank you for taking time today to share a little bit more about the Women's Circle Summit. And thank you for saying yes to being a part of it and being a speaker at the event. And for those of you that don't know who Kortnee Whitehawk is, Kortnee, can you share a little bit about who you are?
Yes, and thank you, Cindy, for this wonderful invitation. I'm so excited to be part of this. My name is Kortnee Whitehawk. I always say Kortnee Whitehawk, otherwise known as Kortnee with a K. That was actually a nickname of mine from birth. Kortnee with a K. That's how I used to introduce myself. It's a fun story of how I became Kortnee Whitehawk, which is my appointed spirit name. But I am a medicine woman and a healer. I am an author, hopefully going to be going to be published this fine year of 2025. I work with spirit animals. My focus is nature connection. I feel that and know that when people reunite with nature and awaken our inner, it's funny to see me sitting in front of books because usually I'm outside under a tree. That's pretty much the way it is. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I was the first certified nature connection mentor in the state of Texas, which is a fun fact about me. And yeah, I just love being outside with trees and water and nature.
Thank you for sharing that about yourself. And on Saturday, you're going to be speaking. Your workshop is Ground Center Balance Focus.
That's right.
For those who are interested in attending, can you just share a little bit more about what your talk's going to be? Is there anything that they should prepare for that day before joining your offering?
That's a great question. So our Ground Center Balance Focus is going to be an overview of a signature practice that I teach. If you had met me 20 years ago, you'd said, great gal, a lot of fun, total chaos following her around. I could not get it together in my life, bad relationships, things breaking around me, financial woes. And I realized something needed to change. And I started developing my healing gifts and my reconnecting to nature. And little by little, things started to change. And I started manifesting some amazing things in my life. And I hate the word manifesting, by the way. I think that word is overused and misunderstood. More on that on a different day. But Ground Center Balance Focus is what came out of my own chaos of my own life. And it's a practice where it really is grounding, centering, balancing, and focusing. As far as people needing to prepare, no, there's nothing you need to prepare. I would say come with an open mind, a willingness to learn something new, a fresh perspective, to learn new tools and techniques that will actually help you shift your life. Yeah.
Excellent. So what I'm hearing is just come as you are, and you'll arrive however ground centered, balanced, focus is meant to show up for you that day. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And part of the reason I love this practice is, sometimes these are overused words and misunderstood words. And something that's unique about my practice and the way that I teach people to shift their energy is we have to be able to dig into our shadow and our trauma and the inner child wounds that we carry in order to heal them. And when we do that, we can shift to a magnificent amount of joy in our lives that is just waiting for us. One of the things that is unique about what I do, there's a lot of practices now out in the world that people, you hear people use this word, oh, so you're really woo-woo. And I say, I'm exactly the opposite of that. So much of what people are seeking is this connection with the cosmos and the multiverse and angels. And I'm not knocking that. That's wonderful. The problem with that is if we don't begin with an understanding of we are a spiritual being that chose to incarnate here on planet Earth. And the work that we have to do is the understanding of who we are as beings here in this lifetime. So being able to learn and understand our soul purpose, why we are here, that is life changing for people.
Yeah, and what I'm also hearing is in this workshop that it might come with just the way that you approach wellness and spirituality and even your connection to nature is even with that grounding piece of it's really great to be out there and connected to the cosmos and see how far we can go. But yes, that's great. And what are we going to do with it in these physical bodies that we are in? How do we have both? Yeah.
Exactly. How can you reach bliss and enlightenment and live an enchanted life on the day-to-day? Because you know what? Any one of us can go and become a Buddhist monk. It's easy to be enlightened when you're living on the side of a mountain in a community of other people that are seeking enlightenment. Yeah, try acting like an enlightened being on your drive to Walmart when you're being beeped at and someone runs into your ankles with their cart. Now let me see how enlightened you are, right? Those are fun life examples, but that is the challenge that we face. And it is the challenge that we face to understand our oneness, our connection with higher vibrational consciousness. Right now, we are living in a time where we view each other as separate, where we focus on the division, where we need to move from division to divinity. The divinity resides within each of us. And when we can see that and honor that in ourselves, we can really awaken our ability to find that in one another and stop this madness, the fussing and fighting, and it's a time of awakening to that. But that's hard work. That is hard work. And it's not all joy and love and light. And those are great things. But we have to be able to understand what is it that we see that is triggering us in someone else that we don't like about someone else that says, where's the learning piece for me there? Where can I find greater compassion? Anyway, I could go on and on and on about that, obviously.
What I'm hearing is that some of these parts of just self-discovery might come up during the workshop on Saturday and get a chance to explore in that, who am I when I'm out? Right. It's easy to meditate in a space that's peaceful and quiet, but how do you keep that meditation going in daily? And even if you slip of it, sleep off of it, right? How do you come back?
Exactly. You come home from the store and you're aggravated and you say, wait a minute, how am I expressing my highest soul purpose in my life right now? Oh God, I just lost it on the drive home and shook my fist at someone, Yeah.
Kortnee,
That's the journey we're on. That is the journey we're on.
I'm curious too, what had you say yes to participating and becoming a speaker for the Women's Circle Summit this year?
Oh, that's it. That's so easy, Cindy. So our viewers don't know, you and I met in Guatemala a year ago at Keith's Cacao Homecoming. And when you go to a retreat with people, I was new to it, and Cindy's been a long time cacao practitioner. I was new for the first time going to Guatemala. And you all know, watching, you go to a retreat, right? And you're like, oh my God, who's going to be here? Who am I going to meet? Who am I going to connect with? And Cindy, when you and I met, I just saw a soul sister, a fellow human on the journey who is grounded in seeking and growing and full of kindness, caring, compassion, beautiful, gentle energy. And yeah, so we became friends instantly as I was drawn to you, and hearing a bit about your journey with your center and listening to that, and knowing that my soul purpose as a spiritual leader and a visionary for women, I was like, hey, yes, I definitely want in on that, and I want to be part of that, and I want to share my gifts with this beautiful group of women that you are bringing your messages to. And yeah, that was an easy yes, Cindy. That has everything to do with who you are.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for saying yes. We're honored to have you with us, and very excited to hear more. And Kortnee, is there anything, how can people find you? How can people find you if they're interested in learning about your retreat space, your practices?
Thank you for asking that. So I have a retreat space here in the hill country of Central Texas between San Antonio and Austin. I have an upcoming women's retreat, March 6th through 10th this year. Limited space. This is going to be a powerful, healing wellness. It's called Kismet Women's Retreat. So how to find me? I can be found at confluencehealingarts.org. We can drop that in the chat when we're done so people can find me. I am on Facebook as Kortnee with a K. That is my name on Facebook. My last name is with a K, Whithak. It looks like Whithawk. And people ask me, how do you pronounce that? And I'm like, I don't want to tell you. When they hear me say with a K, they go, oh, duh. I'm like, yeah, it's just with a K. So find me on Facebook as Kortnee with a K, Confluence Healing Arts, and Kortnee Whitehawk on Instagram. And I have an email list. Would love for you to hop on that. There is also a spiritual global wide community, 13,000 people in that Facebook group. It is called the Spiritual Wisdom Collective. We have a wonderful event every Friday, Gift Your Magic, where people can offer. It's an energy exchange. I offer a free session. You offer a free session. This person gets that gift. That person gets this gift. And we do that every Friday. So that's a wonderful group to join. We can drop all those links and share. And I hope people will come on Saturday to this amazing event that you have curated. Beautiful Cindy. Super, super excited about that.
Thank you for sharing a little bit more how people can find you. And yes, I will definitely add your Instagram handle to this video. And so please follow Kortnee so you can stay updated on what she is creating in the wellness world. Kortnee, is there anything else that you'd like to share today?
You know what? It just occurred to me. We can do a quick power animal card draw.
Sure.
Because I always trust that whatever animal comes up when I'm doing this, like that somebody will watch this. Time we perceive as linear, but that's a lie, right? Everything's quantum. I believe that if we pull a card right now when someone is watching this, they're going to see that card and they're going to go, oh my gosh, I really needed that message.
Yeah, I know that's one of your.
Okay.
So yes.
That is one of my things. Hang on one second. Let me get the cards. They're right here. Right here. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. You ready?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So let's just tap into this energy and see what animal comes up for people watching. And you know what's funny too? People say to me, well, how can one card like carry a message for like everybody? And you know, yeah, it can. So we'll just see. Today is, okay, there it is. That's what's coming up. Oh my gosh, this animal keeps coming up. The moose keeps popping up.
Oh.
Yeah, the moose keeps popping up, which is interesting. In several reads I've done lately, moose comes out. So what is the significance of moose? Moose is an animal that teaches us about knowing, it's an animal of balance. When I talk about ground center balance focus, I would say moose is an animal that falls into the balance category. It's about knowing your own inner authority. And if you want to look at a synonym, an authority synonym is agency, right? People talk about, I don't have any agency over that situation. They feel powerless. So moose is about empowerment and knowing. If you watch wildlife videos, you know, you see these videos of moose like charging at people at Yosemite. Dude, leave the moose alone if that was you. But moose is about knowing your own inner power and standing in the balance of, is this a time to be gentle and to exert my quiet authority? Or is this a time to speak up and use my authority in a more forceful, powerful way? So if you are watching this video, know that this animal, trust, believe that this animal is carrying a message for you and saying, are you out of balance with your own personal authority, with authority outside of you, and how can you bring that into balance? And if you are left with a question, please reach out. I love talking with people about spirit animals. It's amazing to me how they show up, how they come up, how they carry messages, and how they can teach us how to really connect with our own journey of awakening.
Nature has so much wisdom.
Unbelievably so. Unbelievably so.
Thank you for that inspiration to grab those cards, because I was feeling to ask you about the spirit animals, and I feel like the moose is also perfect for this event. It's about empowering women to, you know, tap into their truest self and find balance and connection and nurturing and access their gifts and feel empowered to share them. So the moose is, that's an alignment, and however else it can support whoever is watching this video after. Thank you.
Yes, you're so welcome. My pleasure. And I'll also bring on Saturday, here's a little teaser, convince people you have to come to this. The book that I just finished writing is Divine Messages from Water, Healing and Wellness Messages from Water, which is an oracle card deck, an online power toolbox, and a guidebook with wisdom, tools, ideas. I'm going to show up with a water reading for us on Saturday and see how the element of water is guiding us.
So Kortnee, you haven't been to the Wellness Center yet, but we are about a 10, 15-minute walk from Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
So we are right by the water. Perfect.
And that, you know, when you talk about the Great Lakes, anyone who's never been to one of the Great Lakes, they call them great for a reason. I actually grew up in New York and spent a lot of time in Buffalo on Lake Erie. And the Great Lakes are pretty freaking great. Huge energy there, huge power energy by any body of water.
Kortnee, thank you so much for sharing today, and thank you for adding these fun little, I call them teasers, for the day that's coming this Saturday. Thank you again. Anything else that you would like to share?
Oh, I could. You have to stop asking me that.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
yes.
Okay. Well, you'll have to wait to hear more from Kortnee on Saturday at noon at the Women's Circle Summit Chicago 2025. Thank you again. And we look forward to seeing you.
So much love and appreciation, Cindy, and so much love and appreciation for people who are watching this right now and for you who are watching this in the future. Thanks so much. I look forward to connecting with you. And I always say, be kind, do well, and spread a smile with somebody.
Have a great day, Kortnee.
You too, Cindy. I love you. See you soon.
Love you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.